You're here.
Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi ho.
When you're down here with me, you float down.
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's up, guys?
What up?
How's it going?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday the 14th podcast. I am 1/4 of your host, Mr. Fuentes. I mean, anyone.
Is it? Wait, hold on. Is it back to
I'm
me
just
already?
fucking with you.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
Is it back to me or Franco? Aren't you after?
It's Nick and then Manny and then for the way we have the order.
Okay.
The way the cameras are right now.
It's the movie order, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The order.
Okay. So what's up, Nick?
I'm the bad guy, Nick H. Why are you laughing over there?
I love you. That's why I'm laughing. I'm 3/4 your host, Manny Fresh, PH and Fresh because I got a PhD in keeping it fresh. Okay.
And I'm your fourth host, Limosawal Franco.
Ooh,
So how y'all doing today?
good, man.
Pretty swell. Surviving.
Yes.
Are we dropping straight into this hoe?
It's, whatever you want to do, man. If you want to make some small talk, let's make some small talk. Small talk.
I already have self-esteem issues. I don't want to talk about small things. All right. Well, what's up, guys? Today we'll be doing my pick, which is Insidious, and man, I really enjoyed rewatching this movie. It's been a while, and whenever I first turned it on, I saw I guess her name is Rose Byrne. I guess she played Renee. Burn? Okay. Yeah. And I saw her face, and I was like, "That's the chick that's in The Neighbors."
Yeah.
Just like my brain just went straight to The Neighbors. I was just like, "Whoa!" She played this movie and The Neighbors.
And
X-Men First Class. I was just like, but I remember she had such a thick accent, which I'm pretty sure that's her real accent. That she did in The Neighbors. I think it's her real voice. And this one, she has an American accent the whole time through. Yeah. And so I was just like, the whole time, I was just like thinking about all the funny stuff that she did in Neighbors, and like how she did such a great job in this movie as well. So I'm just like, she's a great actor. But I guess given a synopsis to Insidious, a spoiler-free synopsis, Insidious before we jump into this, if anyone hasn't seen it before. So Insidious, basically a family of, I think there's 5, family of 5, just move into this house, and their kid basically goes into a coma, can't figure out what's going on or why it's happening, but while that's going on, strange occurrences start happening around the house, and eventually it goes into them seeking professional psychic help and to help with the problem. And that's pretty much a synopsis of the movie without giving away too much. This movie does have I think it's a Friday the 14th favorite actor, Patrick Wilson. He was in Into the Tall Grass. He or is it In the Tall Grass? I think it's In the Tall Grass.
I think it's In the Tall Grass.
And it's Into the Tall Grass or I don't remember. Anyway, he did a great job. And I remember earlier, I think we were talking about It 2 or It Chapter 2 whenever we reviewed that, I think on the first season, where I was telling y'all how I thought he was gonna be Bill inside Insidious. I heard like rumors that he was gonna be Bill, and so I was like, I thought that would have been like great because I think Manny's the one who said it. Like, dude, if he locked in Bill, he would have definitely been like horror king like of the decade because of all the movies that he's played. Like he did The Conjuring, Insidious, Into the Tall Grass.
Yeah.
He did a lot. He's done a lot of horror films. So I just thought that if he did, honestly, I think they, what's his name? Is it James Avery? What's his name that did played Bill in It Too?
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, yeah.
Who was actually co-stars with Rose Byrne in X-Men First Class.
Yes.
It all connects.
It's
Man. It all connects.
And then we already mentioned that Rose. Would you say Brian?
Byrne.
Rose Byrne.
Rose
She.
Byrne, I've heard people like introduce her as Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne. That makes sense. The Y. Byrne is a U. So Rose Byrne. She was in this movie as well. She did a great job. And then pretty much everyone else, I'm not a really keen fan of, except for maybe the sidekick. I think Lynn something.
Elise.
Lynn. Yeah, who played Elise.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her in other places. I think she was. I read somewhere she was a high school teacher in the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. But besides that, that was all I remembered. I mean, that I read up on and saw about her. Let me. What the fuck was that? Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the important people. I mean, we can name kids and stuff, but I don't know any of the other actors, and they weren't really as big as everyone else in the movie. Just Patrick Wilson basically carried the whole movie on his back. I'm just messing with you. So horrible. Everyone did a great job. Everyone did a great job.
You forgot to mention the one who wrote the movie, the one who also wrote.
Oh yeah, the directors. I forgot about all those parts.
Well,
the
writer played Spec.
Yeah,
Leigh Whannell.
Leigh Whannell plays Specs.
Yeah, so he was in the movie.
Spec? Oh, is that the name of the demon guy?
The guy with
the guy with the glasses, the demonologist.
Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, I didn't know that. He was just like the guy that came in. And also, I was going to mention the director, James Wan. James Wan. He was a director for Insidious 2, Saw, The Conjuring, and a movie that we recently reviewed, which was Dead Silence, which I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, wow, he's really into that horror stuff. That's really good. And a lot of those movies are really good movies, so he's just a really good horror director. So that's pretty awesome. And then I guess, would you say his name Leigh
Whannell. Leigh Whannell.
Leigh Whannell. Yeah, he was like one of the main writers for the first. I think he was the writer for Saw, the first Saw movie.
And he was the writer of Dead Silence.
Was he? Okay, I don't think I've seen that, but yeah, I mean, he can write things.
Yeah.
What did y'all?
Just in case they ever want to be on this podcast, we got to be super nice and call them for what because shoot. So yeah.
What was I gonna say? So, what did y'all think of the movie, rating wise? I want to kind of
before we jump into that. Before we jump into that,
God, we have to just. Okay.
Behind the scenes, not on the live cast, whatever. We've been trying to get you to have a 5-star because all of us have rated a 5-star movie already. So let's skip that and save it for later. And you're the last one to go.
Oh man,
that's kind of like a suspense builder. Is this your 5-star finally?
Okay. We will wait. We will wait. And with that being said, we will start with the spoiler warning. So anything from here on, it will probably be spoilers if you haven't seen Insidious. And I highly recommend y'all should see Insidious. It is a really good movie. And before y'all anyway, let's go into after this, the spoilers. We're gonna do this. So anyone want to jump into their favorite scene or what they liked?
Man, there is a lot about this movie that I like. First of all, I just want to say this movie is MVP of some of the longest opening credits. I didn't realize that growing up. This movie had some long ass opening credits. Super
Yeah.
cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was like, I think Dead Silence was kind of like that too, right? It had like long.
Yeah, it had a
Yeah.
similar,
So I was like,
a
it's
similar
like
feel.
a reoccurring theme with like Juan and Winell. But man, it's crazy that like a favorite scene to me, like I have one that I really liked, but I want to say it was the way these actors embodied their characters so well. There's this scene when Patrick Wilson's going downstairs to check who's banging on the door, right? And if you pay attention to the way he's acting, like, and the way it's physical, as far as like you pay attention to his body movements, right? I think he embodies the character well, because it's like anytime I get scared or like I'm in a situation where I'm like, what was that noise? Or let me go check it out. I kind of tense my body up and puff my chest. You know what I mean? And like tense my forearms because I'm like ready to start swinging at whoever it is, and at the same time I want to like kind of like claim dominance, like, yeah, don't mess with me. And I think at the same time I'm scared, and the way that Patrick Wilson in this scene embodies that very thing, you know what I mean? With the movements, with the way he's kind of like checking outside the window, but you can tell that he's like asserting dominance, like I'm the man of the house, but at the same time I'm scared as hell at whatever this is, you know what I mean? And I just thought like that really brings the character to life. And even more than that, it's him staying late. It's him staying late after work because he's scared to go back home. You know what I mean? Which brings me to one of in his classroom on the chalkboard behind him is Jigsaw, which is drawn on the chalkboard. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I totally saw that.
Yeah.
I was like looking at all that stuff, and I was reading like part of that the trivia thing, like all the names are like different people that were in the movie. All the names on the chalkboard for different characters, and you see James Wan like a few. I think it's like twice you see him on there, which I thought was really cool. Wow. And then Jigsaw. And I didn't really look into it too much, but the letter 8 was in there. I don't know if that's more specific towards Saw. Like, I'm not a big Saw fan, so I don't know if that had the number 8 had anything to do with it. But 8 was there for some reason. It was supposed to be significant. 8, is that what it's supposed to be for Insidious?
Oh no! Somebody asked. Oh hey.
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
I read it.
Becca,
I read it.
We're reviewing Insidious, and thank you so much for jumping on. You're the best. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'm actually looking at our Facebook thing on my screen right now on my laptop. Didn't mean to like cut you off. I just don't want the audience to feel like.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah, but no, I don't know what the letter 8. That sounds stupid. The number 8, I don't know what it signifies.
I said letter 8. That's why you said letter 8.
Yeah, I feel stupid now. But yeah, man. It was hard to find a favorite scene in this film, to be honest with you, because I enjoyed all of it. I want to say one of the scenes that it's not so much a favorite scene because, as I said, I enjoyed the whole movie. It's the way some of the scenes are shot. James Wan had this way of directing it where he films like there's this scene where Rose Byrne is standing. I think it's Rose Byrne or it's Patrick Wilson, and it's showing both rooms, her boys' rooms, right? And you think that something's gonna happen. You know, you're looking closely at both rooms, like somebody's gonna run across, or there's gonna be this, you know, and nothing happens. But James Wan builds the suspense in just the way the scene is shot, that nothing had to happen. You still had anxiety.
Like on edge.
You were still on edge, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I through this whole movie, I looked for a scene that I was like, oh, I like this scene the most. But every time I liked the scene the most, something else came up. The way they acted, the way the scenes were shot. It's where I was like, I can't pick a favorite because I love that. I love this movie. It's really good.
It was really a good movie. Honestly, I just forgot like how good this movie was. Just like I didn't forget. I knew when I first seen this movie, like it was different than a lot of movies I've seen in a long time. And to me, this movie kind of embodied like the way they use the music, like the old school violin sounds for a lot of the a lot of the scenes to kind of build suspense. Like even in the very beginning, when you hear that through the credit scenes, you hear the violins playing and stuff. You're like, it kind of brings back an old school feeling, like of old horror movies, and I really loved that throughout the whole thing. Like it was like almost the perfect use of music the entire time, and then like you were saying, the way they set up the scenes, like there were some scenes that were like single, like I don't know if they call it single shot, but basically they're all shot in one scene, and like you could have the scene that I remember the most is whenever she goes into the crib to go check on the baby, and there's the guy standing like in the little veil. That's all shot in like one scene, like so you can see her duck in and look, and you see the guy, and then the camera moves to the side because she kind of like starts yelling, and then you see Patrick Wilson running up, and then the camera pans back, and the guy's gone and everything.
So it's a
like in that
shot.
Yeah, a continuous shot that entire time, which I thought was really cool because it could have easily just like flipped and then guy was gone. But no, you had to figure out how guy needs to get the freak out of the shot as soon as possible so he's not there like the next time you come back over here. And it was pretty funny. I just like, I'm not funny, but it was cool. Like those types of shots to me are really cool, where they plan out, where like, okay, we're gonna do this all in one shot. You need to like duck this way whenever like she screams at this part, and you need to like jump out that window or something, or hide behind the crib. I don't know what they, or something. You know, I thought that, but I think shots like that are cool. My favorite scene in the movie was whenever Josh, I think his name's Josh. Yeah, Josh goes into the spirit realm area to go find try to go find his son Dalton, and I guess the house that he's in, I couldn't really remember if he actually was in his own house or he went into a different house. But the house he walked in, like you can see the spirits kind of kept changing and moving around, and then you get this little kind of montage of like these spirits that kill, like this one lady that kills like her parents and sister, and like it's so cool to me. That whole montage is just great, and then like the little like, and they're just still the whole time. It's just like that's such a creepy factor.
On that scene, did you hear in the background it was going, I sent flowers, but you said you didn't need them. But you said you didn't see him. That girl was a real crowd pleaser. It was the Black Beatles. Yeah, they were doing the the Black Beetle challenge from 2016 in Insidious in 2010. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. That's just what it reminded me of. Everybody being super still, and then like, you know, next the scene moves away, and he hears the gunshots. It goes back, and it's like whole family's dead.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is like, Josh has to have like balls of steel, because when those gunshots went off, he didn't even flinch. I mean, he looked around, but I would assume the shots were coming my way. Like I'm the intruder in this realm, but instead he just like looked around calmly, like, oh, where are those shots coming from? And then kind of comes back and like goes back and checks on like lady and another in a different position. Like freeze framed again with lady with shotgun in hand, laughing about what's going on, and then she's just chilling. Like that gun's not gonna get turned on me. What? I'm in the spirit world now, so it ain't gonna hurt me. What's going on? Like, and then that kind of suspense that you were talking about, like building, like how he does a good. The director does a good job of building suspense. Like you almost want or expect one of those people to move or do something out of character, like to add to the scare factor. Like if one of them moved real quickly, it would kind of freak you out because they didn't move the last three scenes that they were still in, and then they never did. So it kind of like, you know, left you on that like you're about to feel something crazy and then nothing ever happened, but nothing has to happen. Kind of what you said before. Those scenes that they built, nothing has to happen. They already did their job by making you feel tense about it. Like you're about to, like, something's about to happen. You're feeling tense. You're already feeling fright, expecting a jump scare maybe, and then it never happens. So, but he already did his job. It's like the game. You know, once you figure out the word "the game," you lost the game. So it's just like as soon as you feel like you're about to get scared, you already lost. You lost the game, man.
Yeah.
and that they did their job. But yeah, anyway, that was my favorite scene in the movie. Anyone else?
This movie was great. It's probably one of my favorite movies when it first came out as well. My favorite scene though is whenever they just moved back from the other house, and what's her name again? The wife.
I have it
real
written
life,
down.
the name for the
Renee, I think.
it's
Or
yeah,
Rose.
it's Renee.
Renee, when Renee's by herself in the new house, thinking everything's fine, and she's taking out the trash, and you just hear the record change, the radio change, and it's playing
Tiny Toon.
"Tiptoe Through the Tulips," and you look back, and she looks back, and she sees the little kid dancing and everything. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that scene. It's my favorite scene.
You know what I love about that scene, Franco, is that when she first walks into the room with the record player, if you pay attention to the side, the kid is standing against the wall. He's facing the wall. And it's like a quick second. And I remember when I first saw it in theaters, it messed me up. Because I was like, what the hell? Like, did she not? And you know what? It messed me up because my mom had this, every Easter, she would bring out this little Easter bunny, which was like the size of a kid. And it has like, it's playing peekaboo. And it has its like a hand over his thing like this. And she would place it against the wall in the living room, right? Like right by our door. And I used to see that thing and be like, one day it's going to be this damn kid. The record player in the house is going to change. And we're going to hear Tip Through the freaking Tulips. And I'm going to die.
He didn't want to hurt anybody. He just wanted to dance. He was running and everything. And he wants to play hide and clap in the damn dresser.
Filming that scene was like really fun to do. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm actually the kid that's dancing. They had to. I was that short in 2010, like super short, shorter than I am now. What's it called? But yeah, that's actually me. I hope I look dapper too. I hope I look
super
good.
dapper.
So, thank you so much. The costume hardly fit, but I made it work.
What I thought was really cool about that scene was whenever she finally whenever the kid pops out of the cupboard, like later on, whenever she like follows it to the Dalton's room. So far throughout the entire movie, like everything's kind of been like, I don't want to say speculation, but you really only saw kind of the ghost every once in a while. And the only time like a ghost kind of manifested itself to someone so far in that movie was whenever that one ghost that was walking across that balcony outside, I guess. And then he like comes into the room and
that scene.
Dude, that scene messed me up too. Cause like when you see him walk this way and then disappear, and then all of a sudden he walks this way in the room, and it's just like almost like a mind fuck. It's just like, whoa, he's in the room? Like, oh my God. Anyway, that scene happens, and then she screams, Patrick Wilson runs up, everything's gone. So this was, to me, the first time, like, this kid jumps out, and he just, like, nonchalant just keeps walking and running around, and he doesn't, like, jump out and disappear. He doesn't jump out and poof into smoke or nothing. Like, he just jump out and legit's like, I'm a kid, hi, and just, like, runs out. And it's, like, the first time where it's, like, it's daylight.
Yeah.
It's a real manifestation. It's not like some kind of like something I seen in the dark. It's unclear that I might have saw something different, and it might have been my eyes playing tricks on me. No, it was a very clear child jumping out of this cupboard and running around laughing, and this lady's just like like freaked, like, oh my God. And I was just like, that was a cool, I don't know why, like that was a really cool scene. Like it didn't even look like a ghost. Like it looked like just a child dressed up in the movie, but you knew he wasn't supposed to be there.
I'm just like, it's like I don't even want Dalton's body. I just want to dance. All right, I'm just here to dance and be a damn kid because I didn't get to enjoy life long enough when I was here on Earth. So just let me do that. So in that case, it's like the embodiment of Casper the Friendly Ghost. This man just wanted to dance, and he scared Rose Byrne in the process, which I'm sorry. But
I like how we don't actually use the character like names and half these things. We're just like, it's Renee. Patrick. You remember when Patrick Wilson?
Renee. But wait, before Nick.
Wait, was this scene before or after the nipple scene? I'm just kidding. That's Neighbors.
I was like, oh wait, what? I'm pretty sure Rose Byrne would have preferred opening the door to Zac Efron and Dave Franco over Ghost Kids and Demons. So, but Nick H, you have a favorite scene, man?
Just a cheap throw-in scene is obviously Darth Maul popping up, or even this when the mom's like telling the like what she had a dream about or a nightmare, that the Darth Maul demon was like that she saw him in the dream, whatever, and how he's just standing there and he lifts his arm like.
And he points at Dalton.
Yeah. That scene. Also,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the scene with where you find out about the woman in black. That's what the character's called, right? The old woman. They show him like they have to tell him the story like, oh, yeah, you're haunted by this woman, and every picture is like in the background. Every time she got closer and closer. Kind of reminded me of The Grudge.
That was really trippy, but at the same time a real cool way of showing how she showing how she was getting closer and closer to taking. Well, if you, I thought that was kind of.
I think that was kind of cool
too. I don't know if I call it a she. What's it called? But the closer the woman in black got to John, it was cool how like this thing almost overtook his. Like the way they showed it. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm not saying that women in black are demons trying to take, a physical body is a cool thing. I'm saying the way the movie showed it in a variety of pictures was super dope. So Nick, it's a good scene.
I really liked how they almost try to put two antagonists in the movie, and they kind of set it up for the next movie, for the woman in black to be the antagonist. But like they did her, and then they had, of course, the man with the fire face or whatever. They were kind of both like kind of there, but obviously the man with the fire face was a real. Is it protagonist or antagonist? And the woman in black was like kind of a side antagonist in a sense, which I thought was cool.
A little fun fact about the dancing kid. So apparently that kid is this. He was played by a guy who's no longer living, but he had appeared in American Horror Story as Meep.
Wait, the kid that dances is no longer living in real life?
Yeah, well, he was a grown man. He's the guy who played that. I don't know if you've seen American Horror Story. I think it's Freak Show.
Was it Freak Show?
Yeah, Meep, the little.
Okay. I don't know. But what's really getting me right now, Nick, is that you're saying it was a grown-ass man who was playing this kid?
Yeah.
And he's no longer living?
Yeah, he died like in 2015, I believe.
Podcast. It's been great, guys, but now this is too real. And I just said a little kid running around would be a cool ghost, but now I'm like, that was a grown-ass man. It's scary now.
He was a short man.
Maybe next time you don't share that fun fact. No, I'm just kidding. But
I thought this was
it wasn't a fun
trivious.
Fact, Nick. I'm not having fun. No.
I just try to pay respects.
You know what's crazy though? I thought you were gonna mention that Dalton is the kid that plays Dalton is actually the kid from Iron Man 3 who appears in the in-game funeral scene with Tony Stark. He's there, much older, but it's still that same kid, which is. To me, it's pretty cool to see him like how old he is now as compared to 2010, 10 years ago.
It's been a decade, right?
Yeah, man. So, yeah.
Don't you mean Tony Stank?
Great.
Tony Stank.
What?
Tony Stank?
Oh,
Dang.
So just gonna disrespect Stark now?
Stark. Mr. Stark.
Disrespecting Tony Stark now. Disrespecting Tony Stark now.
This is how we're doing it, right? This is how we're doing it?
This is how we're doing it.
I mean, he's dead anyway. Anyway.
He's dead anyway.
Also, this film was just shot in just 3 weeks. That's pretty cool.
What?
This film was shot in 3 weeks.
Dude, that means that he knew who he was casting. Imagine like filming a movie like this in 3 weeks. Like that means
That's
that
crazy.
when it was time for them to act, they got on it.
They acted, right?
Yeah, they were like, "Yo, we gonna make this movie." I just want to point out some stuff about this film. I remember growing up, I hate this so much about myself, but I love horror movies, right? But I hated the fact that when you would go to school after Insidious came out, everybody was like, it wasn't even that scary, and if you were scared, you're a little bitch, right? And I hated that I was like, you're right, it wasn't scary, but deep down inside, I was like, when I first saw this movie, I was like, I had trouble sleeping that night because I was like, dude, the woman in black's gonna get me. I can't take pictures anymore with anybody. I'm next, like
Darth Maul's gonna kill me.
What if I accidentally astral project?
Darth Maul's gonna kill me and I don't have a lightsaber. I'm
double-sided blaster.
I was freaking out, and I hated that. I had to be like, yeah, dude, it wasn't even like that scary. Like it was like a good film. No, dude, this movie, when I first saw it, even watching it again, it still gave me that sense of eeriness and fear. And I was like, that's why I love Insidious. Because to me, it's so well written and so well directed that it's a genuinely good horror film. Like it stands as both a great storyline, a great movie, and a great horror film. And that's why I have so much love for this film. This is honestly a great film. Insidious, I don't care what anybody says. I got scared.
What also?
I just want to say you can't be saying all this stuff and then whenever we go rate it, give it 4 stars or 4 machetes or 4.5. Because like the way you're saying it,
I can do what I want, Franco.
Freedom of speech.
If you give it 2, we're having a problem, man.
I'm about to find all the plot holes right now too. We haven't got to that part yet. But no, I really enjoyed this movie too, because like when you really actually watch this movie, you can also tell like it's so raw. Like there's not really too many special effects going on in the movie at all. Like it's such a raw movie that it makes it more scary. Like I was saying, whenever the scenes of the continuous shots, like those are such raw like shots. Like there isn't too much. Like I said, there isn't a lot of CGI. That person that was behind that bell was a real person behind that bell. Like all that stuff. Like I can't imagine how that guy walked through the house and then walked through the outside of the house and into the house. I could just imagine that when they set up there was just a missing wall, so that he just walked this way and just walk that way in one continuous shot. Like, but that's what made it like so awesome. Like having less effects made it more real, and I think that's why like some people don't get scared about certain movies nowadays, is because they're trying to add so many more effects and so many CGI into things that when you see it, you're like, it's not real. You see it and you're like, this isn't real. Like in my actual world, this would never exist. But when you watch movies like Insidious that use such low effects, you're like, that could be real. That could be something real that happens. Like I can see that happening. And I mean, that's just another reason I think this movie is a great movie.
It's funny that you saw that many with your whole like that you were scared of the movie, because that brings back a memory that when me and Franco we were going to McDonald's and we overheard these kids saying, "Oh, that movie was really scary." I don't know if this was prior or after we already seen the movie.
I think it was prior to the movie because we had gotten burned and went to go get McDonald's to go watch it while we ate McDonald's, I believe.
Yeah. Well, anyways, me and Franco just kind of giggled like little girls, like, "Oh, scary."
We still giggle like little girls.
But it also brings back. If you remember me talking about an Paranormal Activity that I had watched on a burned DVD, so it's the same way how I saw this movie. We saw it on the burned DVD that was owned by Franco.
I spent money on the DVD later. I did buy a copy, so don't come and sue me or put me in jail. I spent money on these. I have all three or four.
That's why I bought your movie eventually.
Y'all can't sue Franco if you saw this movie for free because it's available for free online somewhere. All right. It's been a decade. Okay, we still support, this movie as a whole. Here's one thing that bothered me though about the film that I'm very mad about Dalton and Josh. The fact that they went into the astrophysical realm and not once did they try to go meet Doctor Strange. Not once did they try to
Doctor Strange.
Not once did they try to go hand Patrick a quarter so he could continue to ride the little seahorse. Not once. they were over here in the dark side of the astrophysical world, and I'm like, homie, there is possibilities. There are possibilities, and you want to spend time. She's like, he got curious and furthered and went too far into a place I like to call the further. I'm sitting there like, Dalton, homie, what are you going through that you thought it was safe to walk into a dark house? Like, what are you? No, I don't go to sleep so I can travel to dark places. I want a good dream. Homie was over there like, yeah, I'm gonna walk into the further. Yeah, this place seems sus, but I'm gonna continue walking because I'm Dalton. It's like, oh, the movie that we're doing is Insidious.
Insidious.
The movie we're talking about Miss Doubtfire.
And actually, the original.
Hello.
Talking about Star Wars right now.
The original name of this movie was supposed to be The Further.
For real?
Did Insidious? Yeah. I don't know who, but it's on the trivia thing on IMDb.
IMDb.
I like how there's a bunch of Marvel references, but I'm surprised no one said the obvious with that long-haired guy. That's Loki.
Yeah, he beat up Loki. Yeah, that was definitely
what?
Loki.
Wait, the long-haired guy? What?
That's Loki.
You're saying that the long-haired guy reminded you of Loki?
No, it was.
That's what he looks like.
This is a bunch
That's
of
what he
Marvel
The
references.
long-haired guy was Tom Hiddleston?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
that was him.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't care what kind of demon you are. If you were to put hands on my wife the way that man did, it is over.
Dude, I'm fucking.
You're gonna wish that you didn't have hands, because ain't
That
nobody
scene-
gonna touch my girl like that.
That scene kind of got me because he would like had her on the wall for a
Yep.
good couple of seconds before
And then starts to
Patrick
lick her face.
Wilson was like, "Hey!" And then as soon as he turns him around, he just gets chokehold.
Yeah.
And then
No,
like,
bro.
what? You weren't really swinging. Like you weren't even cocked back, like trying to do nothing. Like you just like, "Hey, get off, wife!"
Nope, bro. Sleep.
Yeah.
That's it. Homie would have.
Yeah, that scene
Never
kind of
tried again.
annoyed me too. I was like, I felt the same way you felt. I was just like, you want to be throwing hands? Like,
I was
what's
like,
wrong with you?
Ain't nobody gonna touch me. You're gonna learn today.
Yeah.
You're gonna wish you would just stay dead. You're gonna wish you never traveled outside of the death realm. You're gonna wish you stayed home that day.
Speaking of things like we don't like, anyone have a least favorite scene in this movie?
I don't have a least favorite scene, but those are kind of a little plot hole with forgot her name. Elise.
At least, yeah.
Said the demons have to wait a certain amount of time to possess the body. What the fuck happened with Woman in Black? Like, I know she was haunting him for so many years, but was she already possessing the body whenever the movie started? Because, like, he wasn't away in the further and all that crap for, months like Dalton was. So that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's answered in part 2. I actually haven't seen part 2 in a long time, but that was the only plot hole I had.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe the reason that she was able to grab him so easily is because even though it had been years, she was still that close. Remember she said, I just stopped taking his pictures altogether and got him to stop thinking about it or remembering it, right? But
Or
she could've just
astral
been there.
projecting. They
She could have been there,
suppressed.
like hovering and waiting. You know what I mean? And that's why as soon as he enters into the house, there she is chilling. You know what I mean? And then like he's like, I said, go away, go away, and then it just smiles and leaves.
She's like, peace.
I would have grabbed her and bah, bah, bah. I said, leave me alone.
I think
They gotta stop taking
I
easy
think-
on these demons, homie.
I think what Manny's saying makes sense because she did talk about that area, the astral plane, was kind of a timeless place. So like time doesn't really exist there. So even though it's been years for him in our world, it could have just been minutes for her, like just chilling on her side. So she was already this close. So I mean, all you needed was like 5 minutes to pass, and then boom, like that's it. Which I think, yeah, Yeah, it's a timeless place apparently. I don't really have any like least favorite scenes. More of just like sometimes I felt like they were dragging on just a little too much on some of these beginning scenes. That intro, like Manny said, was like a pretty long, like kind of chunk of your time right there. And then, like I said, I felt like other parts were dragged out a little too long. And then like it dragged, and to me, like the whole plot of the movie just dragged out so long that like when it came time to talk about like what was happening, it was just like now all of a sudden like, all right, we're into the last 30 minutes of the movie. Let's drop what's going on now. And then like everyone was just on board and everything just kind of like fell into place. And now we're sending Patrick Wilson to the what's that? Fuck man, I was trying to make a Stranger Things reference and I was trying to fuck around, but I couldn't remember what it's called it. Yeah, they just throw Patrick Wilson into the upside down and just like, fuck this, we're gonna go find shit now. And it just like it all kind of came together really fast after just being like a really kind of slow build up to it. And I felt like maybe that should have been more gradual into it, but that's pretty much my only gripe. Like, I mean, and it wasn't even a bad. It didn't really change how I viewed the movie too much. Just that they just threw everything in at the very end, was just like, let's pull everything together real quick. Like that's pretty much my only little thing about it. Everything else was just really slow. Not really slow, but it was kind of slow, ish, just a bit. Not enough to really make me care, but I could just tell like my mind drifted for a second, and then like, oh, we're back at the movie. Things are happening.
And now a moment of silence.
Oh, was it my turn or your turn?
No, it's anybody who wants to say if they had any.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to talk about least favorites or plot holes?
Not really any. Just the part that got me upset was whenever Specs gets backhand to the wall by Dawson.
Yeah.
It's like, he just goes flying to the wall. So this guy just got destroyed.
Poor Specs.
Specs.
Going back to favorite scenes, I think the little bickering between the two paranormal guys was pretty funny. Like, yeah, but my job's more important than yours, and he's like, they're not really that much more important. Yeah, it's actually the most important. Actually, you're right.
He's
like even like the flashlights, one was like way bigger than the other.
Yeah,
kept going back for bigger flashlights too.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
And then like whenever he did that, like you use this to like check the spectrum of the thing. I admitted it myself. It's basically a child's toy modified.
Yeah. But then he sees
just like downgrading. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll never touch one of those toys again. Thanks a lot. You know what I thought was really crazy that really got to me was like when Specs is sitting there writing down everything that Elise is saying and translating it. And this demon just starts to say, like, I'll cut you in half, you filthy whore, and I'll rip you, you bitch. And I'm sitting there like, okay, calm down. Like, you're really mad. You know what I mean? Like, this dude was just, like, cussing up a storm. And, like, Specs is there trying to get it all on paper. And it's like, I'll rip you. I'll tear you apart. And I'm sitting there like...
that scene to me was kind of weird, too. Like, because I don't know how many paranormal activities that they got all together or done together so far, but that almost, I don't know, I guess she was only basically a microphone for the paranormal. Like that's what she was at that point in the movie. And you know, just to know that there was this malevolent demon just on the other side, just like saying all these terrible things, that he wasn't just like, all right, it's time to like stop everything that's going on because obviously there's a demon taking control of the whole seance at this moment. Like, no, we're just gonna keep writing. I'll cut you in half. All right, and what else, Mr. Demon? What else are you gonna do? I need to write this down. Like,
that was crazy, man. That demon had
it was crazy.
That
scene was probably the only scene that probably cost the most when it came to effects. Like stuff was flying everywhere and shit was happening and tables flew through the air and room, and that was probably the most effects driven scene in the entire movie. Now that I was thinking about effects earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about like how intricate that whole scene was. Yeah, that was a really good scene too. We went from least favorite back to like favorite scene.
Favorite scenes.
Yeah.
The part where Specs finds the action figure, and he's like, "Oh, this is a rare figure in it."
Yeah.
So you should have left it inside the box. Worth a lot of money.
Yeah. I can relate to that so bad. That's a punch in the gut when you see stuff like that.
So anyone got any slogan? So the original slogan for this was, I believe it's not the house that's haunted. Let's see. I know Franco sent it to me earlier and I forgot.
Yeah, it's not the house that's haunted.
Oh yeah, it's not the house that's haunted. And so what would y'all say the slogan would be?
We got Darth Maul.
We got Darth Maul.
Could I put a slogan on this?
If you're watching live right now, you have a slogan for this movie, then y'all can drop it down below and we'll say it on the podcast.
We'll post it.
If you're not watching live,
the further, that sounds nice.
It's paradise.
The further, that sounds nice.
We're about to get ripped off by so many the shows and movies.
Man, I don't know. For this one, it's like
moving won't fix any damn thing.
Insidious. It had Wilson. Watch it.
Gosh. Mine would be more like a review. Like that wasn't scary.
A review.
Like
the critics ratings.
If we could just use emojis into like tags, that wasn't scary, and then like eye roll face to the side.
Yeah. the teeth clenching. But a slogan for this one, man.
Slogan.
I'm thinking,
hey guys, let's go on an adventure.
Adventure time.
I was actually kind of mad because like when Franco told me what the slogan was, I was like, that's such a cheap slogan. Like, it's not the house that's haunted. And so I started like sitting there thinking like, all right, well, what I said then, and I had no thoughts for an actual slogan for this movie. I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of hard because like there's so many moving parts to this movie that you can't really like.
I'm gonna be like very honest with you. Like when it comes to slogans, sometimes I don't read them on the movie posters anymore because like when he sent us that slogan, I was like, was that really the slogan for this film? Like this is such a good film, and then that was the slogan. You know, sometimes I think it's a joke, but I'm not even gonna lie. Like for example, the Back to the Future slogan was, he was never in time for his classes. He wasn't in time for his dinner. Then one day he wasn't in his time at all, and I'm sitting there like, first of all. He wasn't on time for dinner. Like he wasn't in his time for dinner. Like what? He was never in time for his dinner. It's so bad. And I'm sitting there like I love Back to the Future, but the slogan's so cheesy. I'm like, who wrote that and thought it was like, yeah, this works. This is good. So like I'm realizing now the more we call out these slogans, the more I'm like, shit. It kind of makes me wonder if we go see a really like crappy horror movie, what if it has a really good slogan? You know what I mean? Like the better the movie, the crappier the slogan. The more horrible the movie, the better the slogan is. You know.
Read the slogan. This slogan's crap. It must be a really good movie.
Yeah. Like, hey, how do you know that movie's gonna be good? Dude, read the slogan. Read the slogan. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Not your average haunted house. That was a terrible slogan. Yes, watch this.
Damn.
Astrophysics, not even once.
Astrophysics, what?
Not even once.
Not even once. I don't know. Maybe don't go to the attic. Homie just like goes into the attic all by himself, falls, hits his damn head, and like this is all going on while like his parents are chilling in the living room. You know, they're playing with the baby and everything, and meanwhile their son's being tortured by a demon. That was pretty depressing to me. I was like, poor Dalton. And like, I'm being honest with you, what really bothers me in some of these movies, like that really strikes my heart, is when these demons go after kids. Like, it just makes me so mad. I don't know what it is. Like, it's good because I'm getting upset, but I get like so mad. You know, like I'm like ready to throw hands. Like you want to mess with somebody, you can mess with me, but you leave the 5-year-old alone. You know, especially when the scene where his brother's like, can we switch rooms? Because I don't like to see Dalton when he sleepwalks. And the mom's like, what? Homie's in a coma. What do you mean? So that kind of got to me too. He said, I don't like to see Dalton when he sleepwalks. But if it's the astrophysical, he doesn't have to move his body, right? So what was the son seeing? He said it was Dalton. But if it's the astrophysical, the what's it called? Huh?
The kid dancing tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah, maybe that's what he saw. Or maybe just maybe the kid kind of has like the same powers that the dad and Dalton do, Josh and Dalton, but his are not as advanced. You know, he's kind of like Finn in Star Wars. He's force sensitive, but can't use the force. You know, but he can. You know, he knows when it's around. He knows how it works, but he can't use it himself. So that's what Dalton was. I mean, that's what the son was. He didn't have the power.
Well, I thought what was a really cool scene was whenever they take the picture of whenever the kid like wakes up during that seance, and like he was basically like bitch slapping people and throwing tables around and shit.
Oh yeah.
Whenever they showed the picture, the demon, it wasn't the demon possessing the body. It was like the demon holding like his arms, like he was basically like flowing around his body.
Hey, I'll be
like
back
he wasn't
real quick.
actually possessing him. He was just kind of like grabbing him and you throwing him around. It's possible that the demon was like he couldn't technically possess his body, but for a short time he could like move his body around. I mean, that's kind of what I was kind of getting at that. But what now that you bring up that point, like if one of my kids told me that my son that was in a coma was running around, I would have been like, when the fuck did you see this shit?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me it sooner?
Yep.
Do you know that he's supposed to not get out of that bed, right?
Yeah.
But you seen him get out of this bed and you didn't say shit to me? Like, and then for her not to even question him, really, it's just like,
you're not my son.
Like,
you're not my
like
son.
she just kind of like accepted what he said and didn't even question him about it. And it was just like, it was such a weird, odd thing to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like when the parents aren't phased by it, I'm sitting there like, yo, what? Like I'm not gonna sit there comfortably like, oh, he's just a kid. He's seen things. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like,
especially when you already know crazy shit's happening.
Yeah,
like around. I mean,
scared.
I guess at that point there wasn't really anything obvious happening, but still, like, it's just really weird that she didn't question him more. I don't know.
Yep.
In my point of view.
I agree with you, man.
Let's see. All right. So, are we doing how we would have ended it? Does anyone have a good one?
Okay, yeah. So my thing is with how we should have ended it. To be honest with you, I forgot that this movie ends on a cliffhanger. Like it hit me like, oh shoot! Like I forgot that completely. That it ends with like Elise dying and Josh basically being taken over by the woman in black. So because of that, I don't think I would have changed the ending. Only because I know that the sequel was just as enjoyable, and I was like super excited to see more. Because I don't know, I don't think I would have sat there and when I saw it in the movie theater, I don't think I was upset when it ended like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I wasn't like, oh, waste of my money. You know what I mean? Like this is
Mhm.
stupid. I was more like,
scary.
Dad, like, are you serious? Like, I want to see more. You know, so yeah, it was scary. Meanwhile, I got like crap stains on my boxers.
I kind
Manny,
of
what's on your back?
I liked how it ended too. Personally, but I think that movie could have ended without any sequels, and it would have been just a great movie on its own, a great ending in its own. Like you kind of already had the backstory about the woman in black, and it just is just one of those movies that end on a negative note for the most part. And I don't think that's a bad thing, at least for this movie. It could have just never had sequels, and I would have been satisfied with that ending.
Are you saying you wanted a happy ending, Mr. Fuentes?
No, I'm saying
How
that
do
I'm
you say
satisfied
that?
with the way it ended, which was not on a happy ending.
Was
Most of the
happy for
time, I
me.
do want happy endings. Right? I hated that bitch at least too.
What the hell?
What?
I thought you were
Why you
being
look?
for real when you said you hated Elise. I was like, what did you do?
No, Nick said that I liked how it ended, and I was like, yeah, I hated
I
that
did
bitch
like it.
at least too. But no, I liked how it ended. I thought it was a good ending. If I were to change anything, it would have just been like, what's her face, kind of like taking the picture, and then like having her like 22 Magnum and shot him in the face. No, I'm just kidding.
Patrick Wilson dies.
No, he doesn't die. Then he gets up and chokes her.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
The
Well,
fuck?
what if he gets up and his face is like blown off, but he's still like,
Was he Terminator or Ghostface?
damn. He starts reforming like the T-1000.
Basically.
Yeah.
You
Just
die.
give him some
Or like half of the
oxygen.
face, half of its face is gone, and now it's like partial like woman in black face,
Yeah, I was
partial
gonna say that would be so crazy.
the other face.
That would have
Yes.
messed me up. I probably wouldn't have slept right.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep
I mean,
right
that's
after this movie, guys. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. This movie came out in what, 2010? Is there an exact time frame, like an exact release date?
it's 2000.
April.
Let's see.
I think it was April 11th. I could be wrong though.
April oh god, this one's wrong. Or this says 2010. This says 2011.
But it was 2010. I remember that clearly. So it was April of 2010.
I guess April
Wasn't that
1st, 2010.
2011?
At the time, April 2010, I would have been a sophomore in high school.
It says April 1st in the US 2011. But the top of it says 2010 because I guess the release date was originally
2011.
I don't know. The premiere was in
2010.
Yeah, 2010 was
yeah.
the premieres for the film festivals and all that.
Yeah,
so
that's what it's saying.
2011 then.
Yeah, it's I was a
Yeah.
sophomore.
2011.
It was
It says,
April 2011. So April 2011, I was a junior in high school, and I'm just gonna be vocal, honest here, to tell you just how I felt about this movie. That night, my brother and I slept in the same damn bed, okay? Because he was scared, and I was genuinely scared, okay? So there. I'm gonna be honest. This movie scared me, okay? Because I'm tired of acting, and I hate the fact that I acted like it wasn't scary when I did. Like I knew it was good, but I was like, yeah, but I wasn't that scared. No, I was, okay? And as a 26-year-old man, I'm gonna open up about that and tell the world that it's okay to be scared during a scary movie. That's the point of these damn films, to scare you. That's why it's a scary movie. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to get that off my chest.
I don't think I was scared when it first came out because it was it was the burned copy. Me and Nick saw it in the theaters, probably been, shit ourselves.
Man, I saw it in theaters, and the whole time I was like, when it got to the scary scenes, I'm looking at a corner of the screen because I was afraid of what was gonna pop up. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those. And I'm just, I don't care. I'm vocal, okay? This movie scared me when it came out. That's why I like it. It's enjoyable. And I don't care if you say that you sit there and you're like, horror movies bore me. I never get scared. Shut the hell up. Yes, you do. Stop acting like you don't. You do. There's a reason they're horror films. That's like going to see a Marvel movie and there being no fight scenes and no action and no reason to get excited. It would make no damn sense for it to be considered that. You know what I mean? There's a point. And I'm tired. I'm sorry.
You're tired.
Hashtag be scared. Getting scary movies. I'm tired of it. I'm
All
tired
right.
of hiding.
All
it.
right,
Trying to break the stigma.
Manny, you're getting worked up, Manny, and we haven't even got to the fresh rant yet.
I'm
The
sorry.
fresh red.
I'm sorry. I'll calm
That's
down.
too much anger. But over the
Speaking
years,
of that, since you're already in the mode, let's find our fresh rant. Who are we gonna go through today?
You know what's good? You know what I found out? Now you can do on IMDb. I can look up 1-star reviews. So I can look up the lowest reviews, and I don't have to scroll through a bunch of other reviews to get to it. So I went ahead and put in hide spoilers or filler by rating, 1 star, sort by helpfulness. And
starting with the bag on the
somebody
cage.
that said 1 out of 10 stars, and they said it was a waste of time. This user's name is MJJBINNJ. It's M to the B.
Sounds like a grinder name.
M to the B. It's M to the. Okay. It says waste of time. And upon clicking on this, I'm gonna go ahead and give them their few minutes of glory, because I want to call them out on how stupid they are. After reading many of the reviews listed here, and Entertainment Weekly's quote, Insidious has some of the most shivery and indelible images I've seen in any horror film in decades. And WCBS's radio's most terrifying film since The Exorcist. There was no way I could miss this film. To compare this sham of a film with a classic like The Exorcist is an insult to real horror film fans everywhere. And apparently, Entertainment Weekly hasn't been to a horror film in decades. As far as all the other reviews that list this is a waste of time as being one of the scariest films, I just don't get it. It was nothing more than a low-budget amateur attempt at a Poltergeist remake. No, it fucking wasn't. And a really bad one at that. No, it fucking wasn't. Apparently, Barbara Hershey needed that check as well as the rest of the cast. No, they fucking didn't. Before that, watching it come out, and Patrick Wilson had played Night Owl. Not only that, he was in the A-Team. So, come on, homie. They didn't need that check. And apparently the rest of the cast, they all acted as if they were thinking of somewhere else they'd rather be. I kept waiting for all those really scary moments that everyone was talking about. I'm still waiting. Grow the fuck up. That's weird. I laughed throughout the film. No, you didn't. Especially when Elise waits till Josh gets the crap beat out of him by the big bad demon before she tells him he is stronger than the demon while looking for his son. You didn't laugh at that scene. You didn't. The story was a farce. The acting was lame, and I've seen scarier demons at my front door on Halloween. No, you don't. There's probably a pedophile sign outside of your door, so that nobody can go trick-or-treating at your house on Halloween, pedo. The only horrors about this film were that I had to hear the tiptoe through the tulips. Bro, you're dogging on the dude who does most of the soundtrack for SpongeBob? Go the fuck up. We don't come at Tiny Tim like that. Tulips, after all these years of trying to block it from memory, and that I paid $20 for this complete waste of time. $20 for one movie ticket? Are you serious? Or are you also adding the popcorn and the drink involved? Because I remember not even paying that much when I went to go see it in theaters. All right, so MJJBINNG. I'm going to let you have it. First of all, I don't think you've ever sat through the fucking Poltergeist, but you're going to go ahead and make the comparison and make yourself seem like a real horror fan. You're going to say, oh, let me compare it to this horror film and say just how bad it is, right? No, this movie, I don't even sit there and compare, put the Poltergeist and to put this movie. The Poltergeist is about a spirit messing with the house. This movie's about a kid who went into the further, an astrophysical realm that deals with demons. Those are two different fucking storylines. You're stupid. I hate you. You're dumb. Watch the movie again. On top of that, he says, the acting was... Are you really saying Rose Byrne and Patrick Wilson are bad actors and actresses? You fucking idiot. No, they're not. They're great. They're terrific. And he goes, I guess the rest of the cast needed the check as well. Motherfucker, no, they didn't. Look at Patrick Wilson's list. He played William B. Travis along Billy Bob Thornton and Dennis Quaid in the Alamo movie. He was making bank. He didn't need this movie. He didn't need this movie, but what is Patrick Wilson now, guys? He's a horror icon.
He's a scream king.
Such great horror films. And this man had the audacity to say Patrick Wilson needed the check. I'm heated. I've never been this heated. I'm mad. I'm like, dude, I'm shaking right now. I seriously hate this review. This is stupid. This man goes on to say, I laughed throughout the film. No, you didn't. You're acting like I did. You're acting like the kids in school who are like, that movie wasn't scary. I laughed. No, you didn't. Just admit it. You shit yourself. It was that scary. You shit yourself little, and you're embarrassed. It's okay to laugh at it now as an adult. It's okay to laugh at it a decade later and be like, yeah, I did shit myself. That was a scary movie, but that was funny. You know? Like, I'm just like, here's the thing. And then he says, I had to hear Tiptoe Through the Tulips after all these years of trying to block it from memory. How old are you? How old are you for you to say that you have to block this from memory? Where did you hear this song first? That you're like, I heard it so many times and I had to block it from memory. Dude, I never heard this song on the radio because I wasn't around or even alive when Tiny Tim was making music or existed. You know, I'm sorry. I'm heated and I'm pissed off. And I'm going to end this rant with saying, MJJBINNJ, you are a waste of time. Your father's sperm was a waste of time. You should have never been born. You are an idiot who acts like you love horror films when in reality, you're too scared to sit through them. You could have simply said, hey man, this movie scared me. And because it scared me, I genuinely hate it. Instead, you had to attack the actors and the acting being lame and this was boring and I laughed at everything. No, you didn't. You could just be honest. I've seen scarier demons at my front door on Halloween. Nobody dresses as demons on Halloween, man. Hardly anybody does. So what do you see at your door? Even in 2011. Even in 2011. You idiot. I hate you. I hate this. If it's a girl, you can still catch these hands. You can still catch these hands because you're on my fight list. All right? Add whatever the hell. You know what? I'm so tired of y'all's little stupid, confusing names. If you aren't scared of this damn movie, you shouldn't be scared to put your actual damn name. So, you know what? Excuse my language, but fuck you. All right? There. I'm done. All right? I'm sorry. I'm It's just a review. It doesn't apply itself to my life. I'm going to be okay.
You're going to be okay, but like that was the best fresh rant we've ever heard.
I'm just so mad, man. I'm genuinely pissed off at this review.
Fresh rant of the year.
The freshest rant of the year.
I'm so mad.
But it was funny though.
That's how like
if we ever do like a look back on like the season episode, we should like best rant of the year. Just replay this clip right here. Our best rant of the season.
Oh man, dude. Some people.
Yeah. Fuck that guy, girl.
Guy, girl.
Some guy
I don't know if it's a guy or girl. Fuck that guy, girl.
Pretty catchy.
All right, so I guess we're down to what it is, right? The ratings.
Yes, this is where it all comes down to.
Well,
all right. Well, I still want to hear y'all's ratings first before I say mine.
Nick, what'd you rate it?
Why do you go with me first? The fuck? It was trash, man. No, but just straight up. I'm suspense.
Wait, did you say Mr. Fresh?
No, I say it's a suspense.
Oh, the suspense. Okay, so
man.
we're all going before.
We're going, but I'm first. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the 4.5 machetes.
4.5 machetes. 4.5 Danny Trejos. I give this a 5 Mr. Trejos.
I also give this 5 Mr. Trejos. I absolutely love this movie from start to finish. Didn't have any gripes about it. I love the acting. My voice is kind of gone because MJJ, be it whatever the fuck her name was, pissed me off. But
MJJBINNJ.
NJ, yeah, okay.
This is a great rewatch.
Yeah, I hate that person, but 5 machetes.
You want to give a drum roll for Mr. Fuentes?
Yes, hold on. So let me see. It's
Hold on, before the drum roll, I need to say something. So,
give a speech.
Y'all made me really think about this. I sat here and I thought about what I was gonna rate this movie, and I was like, you know, what is a perfect movie? Like, what is a 5-star movie
Oh my
when
God.
you really think about it?
This
You
one.
know, and so, you know, the basic gist that I got from that was a 5-star movie is a movie I can put on pretty much every time, and I'll enjoy it every time I watch it. Like any time of the day, anytime that I put it on, I'm not gonna be bored that I've already seen the plot 100 times or even 10 or 20 times. It's just a movie that genuinely, every time you put it on, you're like, oh yeah, this is some good shit. And like every second you're watching it, you're not bored because you've already seen it so many times. Like that's what my problem with a lot of movies is that when I watch movies, you know, they're kind of sometimes they're good for like one take movies. Like you'll see it, it's a good movie. You know it's a good movie, but it's just a movie that once you figure out the plot of the movie, it's just not exciting anymore. You already kind of all the suspense and everything that you would have been waiting for in the movie just kind of like dies away. And so once that kind of goes away, now you're kind of left with just the acting. You're left with like the effects. You're left with all this stuff. So I thought to myself, I was like, man, can I really say this is a movie that I would watch every time and enjoy it every time that I watched it?
He's about to give you a 3-star rating.
Wait,
so,
don't give your rating yet. We still got to do a drum roll. So.
And I was gonna say, so if y'all want to do a drum roll.
Okay, here we go.
I say it's a 5 machete, and I almost gave it a 4.5. And only because like there were some spots to me that were a little slow, but they weren't enough to really turn me away from it. Like it still kept me engaged the whole time. And if I'm gonna give a movie 5 stars, like this is the only one so far that we watched that I would really say I will enjoy it every time I watch it. Like it's just a great movie all the way through. And like I was trying to go back to like how it ended. I liked how it ended. If I never watched any other Insidious movie and this is the only one I saw, I'd be happy. It was a great movie all the way through.
Yes.
All right, now let's address the elephant in the room. Nick, you're about to catch some hands from Manny because 4.5.
So you want to come catch that hands with me? That's the wrong person you want to fuck with. I'll tell you straight up. All right. Slap you in the face.
You give Darth Maul 5
You
stars?
try to sneak me up from behind. I'm like, Manny, I'm sorry. I love you, but you don't fuck with me. Straight up.
You're supposed to bring balance to the podcast, not leave it in the dark.
I'm gonna be quite honest. I think I enjoyed part 2 more than the first one, if I remember correctly.
These actually made me want to go back and watch the sequels. But
Yeah,
every time I want to do that, I'm afraid that one of y'all's gonna be like, "Oh, we should do Insidious too," and then I'm sitting there like, "Damn it, I shouldn't have watched it when I did," because I gotta go back and watch it again to make sure I remember what I just saw.
I'm still waiting for someone to pick The Conjuring because I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's a good movie.
You haven't seen The
You don't see
Conjuring?
it? What the fuck?
We've talked about it so many times, and nobody's like picked it as a movie. And I'm just like, somebody's gonna pick it soon. Then I can have an honest review and watch it, and actually like watch it with like the intent to review it.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it's on Netflix.
I think it's on HBO Max. No,
I
it's
hope
part
not,
2.
because I don't have that.
I mean, I have it on Blu-ray.
It might be on Netflix unless it got removed.
Yeah, Netflix had all the Karate Kid movies on there. Then as soon as Cobra Kai blew up, they take the Karate Kid movies off. I'm like, are you serious?
Hey,
It's on Netflix.
what did I rate Paranormal Activity? I can't remember. I think it was a 4. But if Insidious got higher than Paranormal Activity, that says something.
Nah, it's not on
Yeah,
Netflix.
Conjuring's gone. It was on Netflix literally like a month ago. I remember seeing it.
You got your pick for the next review, Nick?
The bad guy, Nick H. I just remembered so today that I was supposed to pick a movie. That's hilarious. So I'm not going to play it safe with this one. I'm not going to pick a movie I've already seen. I'm just going to pick a random movie I saw off Netflix. So if it sucks, don't come at me. But I'm choosing that movie, One Bedroom. Have you seen it, Manny?
No, I heard like people talking about it though.
I don't know.
One bedroom.
Yeah, it's 1BR.
One BR.
It's on Netflix.
Is it a foreign film?
No, I don't think it's a porn film.
Okay, so it's called 1BR. Dope.
Yeah, it's like takes place in an apartment type thing.
Oh, dope. Oh yes. Okay, I'm down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, boy.
Sticky. Oh.
We're all virgins for this one now.
Hell yeah.
What?
I said we're all virgins.
Leave it with spoilers and give it a 3 machetes.
What happened?
I'm gonna give it a 3. 1BR.
You give him what a 3?
1BR.
Have you seen 1BR yet?
No, but I'm just gonna give it a 3 and see if it rings true.
Oh, yeah, that's actually kind of a good segment, right? If we know what we're gonna watch, like, what do you think this movie's gonna be in advance before we watch it?
Solid 3.
That'd be crazy. To
He's
give it a star.
3.5. What? You gave it a half higher.
Completely wrong.
All
right, it's amazing.
Y'all heard of BTR?
BTR?
Yeah, BTR.
Big Time Rush.
Big Time Rush.
Yep.
Or BTS, all sick.
Yep.
You know what movie I'm looking at that I thought maybe I'd try to review is The Babysitter, because they came out with the part 2 recently, and I watched the trailer to the part 2.
Don't say you want to watch that movie. Shut up.
No, don't pick it.
I do want to watch that movie.
I know. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, okay, that's what I'm saying. Shut up. I'm telling you not to choose it. That's why I'm saying that. I'm saying don't choose it because there's a reason.
You should pick We Summon Darkness.
We Summon Darkness.
You should choose that one.
There's a reason you don't want me to pick it?
Dario.
Oh wait, We Summon the Darkness. That's a good one.
Dario, Alexandra Dario.
Yeah, because maybe I had that in mind. So that way you can, if I choose it, you can see it.
We can watch it all together.
We Summon the Darkness.
I can't.
It's good, right?
Which one?
We Summon the Darkness. It's on Netflix.
I don't think so.
Is in this one.
Alexandra Dario.
It's on Netflix.
It's up your alley,
No,
Fuentes.
That's right. I'd want to choose The Babysitter. With Samara Weaving.
Samara Weaving.
That's all.
And,
there's a lot of horror movies on here.
John Knoxville's on it.
You're announcing your pick like 2 weeks in advance, Manny?
But anyway, all right. Well, this one was almost a perfect 5 stars for everyone. So in the end, I mean, yeah, it's a really good movie, guys. If you haven't seen Insidious, I would highly suggest it. Even with all the spoilers y'all might have heard watching this entire thing, it still doesn't disappoint. Like, the feeling you get when you watch this movie is just like what Manny was saying, like the genuine fear and all the builds-ups and the spins that they do throughout this movie. It's just so artistfully done that you just can't. Us just talking about it isn't enough. You have to watch this movie to know what we're talking about. So with that being said, thank you all for joining us. My name is Mr. Fuente. Oh God, man, he just left. What the fuck?
Darth Maul took him.
Darth Maul took him.
Damn it.
Well, you can follow
maybe.
Fresh on Instagram and Twitter. I don't know his handles. I think it's like Particle132. And subscribe to his
You
YouTube channel.
You mess that up every time.
Subscribe to his YouTube
Particle
channel.
724.
And if you want to give y'all stuff, close out.
Yeah, so I'm Mr. Fuentes, and you can find me on like Spotify and all those other fun things.
There he is.
Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Mr. Fuentes 361, and going to Nick next.
You can follow me at NickH2313 on Instagram and Twitter. And subscribe to the Bag on Nick H, because why not?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just want to say thank y'all for joining us for this podcast. It means the world to us, every single one of our viewers, especially those who joined tonight on Facebook and commented and stuff like that. I know one of the questions that somebody had was, do we do user, if they were to comment a movie, would we be able to review it? And that's something that we had talked about for a long time, that, like, if there are movies out there that y'all think that we should see, let us know. That way we could check it out and review it
Like
for the
Thanksgiving?
podcast.
Yes.
Gosh, stop
Oh,
saying
damn,
Thanksgiving.
stop reminding me, man. I forget
It's coming
that's
up.
so
It's coming
close.
up. Getting closer.
Got 2 months.
Most likely I'll be on tour, so I'll have an excuse. I just be like, I'm sorry, I'm on tour, guys.
Nah,
I
we'll
can't
put
help
a
y'all
report on
review
that,
that.
So thank y'all guys who showed up today and joined us for the live on Facebook. Means the world. Everybody who subscribed to us and stuff like that also means the world to us. Be sure to check out everybody else's pages on YouTube and stuff. I know Nick H has one. I know that Franco has one. I know that Mr. Fuentes has one. Definitely go check them all out and subscribe to them. You can get in contact with me on Instagram at MannyFresh18. Fresh. Okay, I'm messing up. At Prodigal116 on Twitter. And at Fresh TV on YouTube. And before just to sign out, the name's Manny Fresh, the PH in the Fresh, because like, oh shoot, I almost said the old one, because I got a PhD in keeping it fresh.
PhD.
Yeah, thanks for listening. You can follow me wherever you want to follow me on Instagram, Franco Zimosawa, or Twitter. I don't use Twitter that often. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mosawa Productions, or Wrestling Tacos podcast on Thursdays for your wrestling talk. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening. We'll catch y'all guys again in 2 weeks for reviewing of what was the movie called? 1BR.
1BR.
1BR Netflix.
Comment Manny's current face. Do you have any games on your phone?
He has all the games.
Anyways, thanks again. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks.
Folks.
Peace.
Always been the bad guy.
Take